fiance went on a secret trip with my sister and my own family. When they returned, the house was sold. I had moved abroad. My fiance went on a vacation with my sister and members of my own family behind my back. When they came home 5 days later, the house was listed, my belongings were gone, and I was already on a flight to Portugal. They walked into an empty home and a forwarded email from a real estate attorney. Nobody saw it coming because nobody thought I'd ever actually leave. My fiance's name is Graham. We were together for 4 years and engaged for 8 months. We owned a house together. Or rather, I owned a house and he lived in it. The mortgage was in my name. The down payment came from my savings. He contributed to utilities and groceries, but the property was mine. My sister Robin and I were close growing up, but the relationship changed after I got engaged. She started making comments about Graham, how he was too good looking for me, how she couldn't believe he chose me. She said it like a compliment, but it never felt like one. Robin texted Graham constantly. She'd send him reels, memes, inside jokes I wasn't part of. When we all went out together, she'd sit next to him instead of me. She'd touch his arm when she laughed. I brought it up to Graham once. He said I was being paranoid. I brought it up to Robin. She said I was jealous of her personality. In February, Graham told me he was going on a guy's trip to Miami with his college friends. 4 days. He'd been stressed from work and I said, sure, have fun. He left on a Thursday. That same Thursday, Robin posted an Instagram story from an airport. She deleted it within minutes, but I saw it. She was in the same terminal as Graham. I texted her, are you traveling? Just a quick girls trip. Where? Cabo. Different destination. Different group. I almost believed her. Then my cousin Tara called me Saturday morning. She said, I think you need to know something. Robin is in Miami. So is Graham. So are your Aunt Faye and your mom. My mom. My own mother was on this trip and didn't tell me. Tara sent me a photo someone had posted in a private group chat. Graham and Robin sitting next to each other at a restaurant. My mom across the table. Aunt Faye next to her. All of them smiling. Nobody looked guilty. I sat on the kitchen floor for 20 minutes. Then I stood up and started making calls. I called my real estate attorney Connie. I told her I wanted to list the house immediately. She said we could do an emergency listing and that given the market, it could go fast. The house was in my name. I didn't need Graham's signature. I called a moving company. They could come Monday. I called my friend Yara, who lives in Lisbon. She said I could stay with her as long as I needed. I booked a one-way flight for Wednesday. Monday, the movers packed everything that was mine. Furniture I bought before we met. Kitchen appliances I purchased. Artwork, bedding, books, my grandmother's, china. Graham's things I left in the spare bedroom, boxed neatly. I didn't damage anything. I didn't throw anything out. I just removed myself completely. Tuesday, Connie listed the house. She priced it to move. By Tuesday night, there were 2 offers. I accepted one Wednesday morning from the airport lounge. The closing would take 30 days, but the listing was live and the sale was binding. I boarded my flight at 11 a.m. Graham's trip ended Thursday. He came home to an empty house with a for sale sign in the yard. Robin drove him because apparently they'd flown back together. He called me 17 times in 2 hours. I was somewhere over the Atlantic. When I landed in Lisbon, I turned on my phone. 41 messages. Graham, what happened? Where is everything? Why is there a for sale sign? Robin, this is insane. Call me immediately. Mom, I don't understand what's happening. Where are you? Aunt Faye, someone said you left the country. Is that true? I responded to one person. Graham, I sent a single message. I saw the photos from Miami. My mom was there. My aunt was there. Robin was there. You told me it was a guy's trip. You took my family on vacation and nobody told me. I've listed the house. Your things are in the spare room. Connie will contact you about the closing timeline. He called again. I didn't answer. Robin texted me a paragraph saying it wasn't what I thought, that she and Graham were just friends, that Mom and Faye came last minute, that nobody wanted to hurt me. I didn't respond. Mom called crying. We didn't think you'd find out. That's the problem, Mom. You planned around me not knowing. Robin said you'd overreact. Going on a secret vacation with my fiance isn't something I'm overreacting to. It's something you hid because you knew it was wrong. She tried to explain. I hung up. The house sold in 18 days. After closing costs and the remaining mortgage, I cleared $141,000. Graham got nothing from the sale because his name was never on the deed. He threatened to sue. Connie sent him a letter confirming he had no legal claim. He didn't file. I've been in Lisbon for 3 months. I work remotely. I rent a small apartment near the river. Yara lives 2 streets over. Eat dinner on my balcony most nights and watch the bridges light up. Graham is living with his brother now. Robin hasn't posted on social media since I left. Mom sends me a text every Sunday morning. I haven't replied to any of them. Last week, Tara called me. She said, everyone keeps asking when you're coming back. I said, I'm not. She said, good for you. The apartment is small. The balcony barely fits 2 chairs, but every seat at my table is one I chose to fill. And right now, most nights, 1 chair is enough.